Welcome to Prophets of Babel with your host, Janine. Today, as we continue reading the Torah of Moses, chapter 30, Two Nations. And it came to pass that Yahweh visited Sarah as he had said, and that Yahweh did bless Sarah, even as he had spoken by the mouth of Melchizedek and Malachim. And Sarah did conceive from Abraham, and did bear a son at the set time of which the Malachim of Elohim had spoken to them. And Abraham and Sarah called the name of their son Isaac. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, he being 8 days old. And Abraham blessed his son, and Sarah did begin to teach him of the covenant, even as they had covenanted with Elohim that they should do. And Abraham and Sarah did obtain together the 100 degree when their son Isaac was born unto them. And Sarah said, Elohim has made me to rejoice, and also all that know me will rejoice with me. And she said unto Abraham, who would have said that Sarah should have given thy children suck? But Yahweh, for I was barren unto thee, but Yahweh promised, and I have borne a son. And it grew to pass that the child grew and was weaned. And in that day that Isaac was weaned, Abraham made a great feast. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which Hagar had borne unto Abraham, cruelly scorning him, to show unto him as dominance. And Sarah was troubled. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this Egyptian woman and her son. For Yahweh Elohim has said that the son of this woman shall not be heir with my son Isaac. And yet there he is, making to mock him in cruelty. And this thing was very grievous unto Abraham because of his sons, for he feared that Ishmael should do harm unto Isaac. And the voice said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in the sight, because of thy son and because of thy wife Hagar. In all that Sarah has said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. But fear not for Ishmael, for the son of Hagar will I make a nation also, for he is thy seed. And the day shall come, surely, when they too shall partake of their inheritance, because of the seed of thy son was Sarah, even Isaac. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and took bread and a bottle of water, and gave unto Hagar. And she took the child, and he sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And it came to pass that the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast Ishmael under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat herself down over against the child, a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of my child. And as she sat over away from her son, she lifted up her voice and wept. And Elohim heard her cries, and the angels of Yahweh called to Hagar out of heaven, and said unto her, what troubles thee, Hagar? Fear not, for Elohim hath heard the voice of Ishmael where he lieth. Arise, therefore, and lift him up, and hold him in thine hand, for Allah will make of him a great nation. And Elohim opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water, and gave her son to drink. And Elohim was with Ishmael, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness, becoming an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, he and his mother, and he took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. It says Nimrod was also an archer. This may be in the text to show that while he had the truth, he did not fully embrace it, much like Nimrod. Chapter 31, the climb or the ascension. And it came to pass that after Hagar was sent away, that Abram and Sarah took another wife, and her name was Keturah. And she bore him 6 sons, whose names were Zimran and Jokshan and Medan and Midian and Ishbak and Shua. And it came to pass that Abraham gave gifts unto these sons, and sent them away from Isaac, his son, with Sarah, while he yet lived eastward unto the east country. And Abraham did continue to care for Hagar and Ishmael and Keturah and her sons, as he was obligated and he did fulfill all his duties unto them. But to Isaac was given the covenant. And so it was that it was the son of Sarah by him that he kept nearest to his heart. And unto the others a portion was given, and these he sent on their way. And this made Sarah to rejoice in her heart. And it came to pass that after these things, Elohim did call unto Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham. And Abraham answered, saying, Lo, behold, here am I. And Elohim said, Take now thy beloved son Isaac, whom thou lovest the most of all thy seed, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and there ascend upon one of the mountains of which I will tell thee, and there thou shalt offer thy son fully unto me. And after this Abraham worried and pondered, How shall I separate my son Isaac from Sarah his mother, that I may take him up for to sacrifice him as an offering unto Yahweh? And Abraham came into the tent of Sarah, and he sat before his wife. And as she saw him being troubled, she spoke unto him, saying, My son Isaac is grown. It is time that he learn the mysteries of Yahweh Elohim, even that which Melchizedek did teach unto us. Now tomorrow, I pray thee, go forth and take him to the mountain of Yahweh, and there he will learn the ways of Yahweh. For thou shalt teach our son to know Yahweh by the signs and tokens given us, as well as to know that when he prayeth continually before Yahweh, Elohim will answer him. Therefore do this, I pray thee, that our son will know the way of serving Yahweh his Elohim. And Abraham was troubled in his heart no more for getting his son away from his mother, for he had seen the will of Yahweh manifest before his eyes. Yet this was still a hard and terrible thing he thought to do, and there rose up much sorrow within the man Abraham. And it came to pass that Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and went into the place of which God had told them. And it came to pass that on the 3rd day Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off, and they rose up and gathered up wood, that he should burn an offering to Yahweh. And Abraham said unto the 2 young men, Abide here with the ass, and I and my son will go yonder and worship, and then come back here to you again. And Abraham took the wood for the offering and laid it upon Isaac's back, and he took the fire in his hand and his atham, and Isaac his son, and they walked up, united together in purpose. And Isaac did speak unto Abraham his father, and said, Father. And Abraham said, Here am I, my son. And Isaac said, Behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for an offering? And Abraham said, My son, Elohim will personally provide a lamb for us for the offering. And the 2 of them went on, both of them together, united in their purpose. And it came to pass that they came to the place of which Elohim had shown unto Abraham. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order. And Isaac spoke unto his son, Father, saying, Bind me securely and place me there upon the altar, lest in fear I should turn and move, or break loose from the force of the knife upon my flesh, to profane the offering. And Abraham bound Isaac his son, and Isaac struggled not. And Abraham laid his son on the altar upon the wood, and stretched forth his hand to take up the knife, with the intent to slaughter his son. And the angel of Yahweh called unto Abraham from out of heaven, saying, Abraham, Abraham. And Abraham said, Here am I. And the angel of Yahweh said, Lay not thine hand upon thy son, neither do thou anything to harm him. For thou knowest that thou fearest Elohim, seeing thou hast not withheld thy beloved son, thine only Isaac, son of Sarah, from thy seed from me. And at no time did I say that thou shouldst slay thy son, but this thou feared from the great love that thou hast for him. And behold, ye both now see that this is a similitude of the Elohim and the Yakid Echad, which shall be sent. the Messiah of the world forever and ever. And as Abraham understood, he lifted up his eyes and looked, and beheld behind the thicket there was a ram, and he caught it up by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for an offering in the stead of his son. And he and Isaac did eat of it in remembrance of the Son of Man that should come. And it came to pass that Abraham told Isaac of his vision in the fire that night as the fire burned on, and began to teach his son all he knew of Yahweh Elohim. And Abraham called the name of that place Yahweh Yui, or Yahweh will provide. For on the mountain of Yahweh it shall be provided. And the angel of Yahweh called Abraham out of heaven the second time, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, a covenant hath been made in the heavens before the world was created by Ha Elohim, that because this Adam hath done this thing, and has not withheld his beloved son, the only son of Abraham and Sarah from me, and even though I did not ask of it, yet thou wast willing to give him, and that an offering to thy Elohim, I will bless thee for the life of thy son, but not by his death. Footnotes say Abraham is ordaining Isaac and giving him his initiatory and other endowments, covenants made with God. And in this covenant which Ha Elohim hath made before thou wast born, ye shall be blessed, Adam, in multiplying. So he's calling Abraham Adam, because Adam means man, right? And before the world was, thou wast told, I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sands which is upon the seashore. And thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemies, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou should obey my voice. And behold, I knew this of thee before we made the covenant here upon this earth, you and I, and because I knew, I made an everlasting covenant, yea, and even a new and everlasting covenant with thee and with thy household, and with every generation to spring forth from thee unto the end of the earth. But know thou this, and teach it unto thy seed, and them to teach their seed after them, unto every generation, unto the end of the earth. I, Yahweh, take no joy in the shedding of blood. Yea, and all life is precious unto me. Therefore know ye, both thou and thy seed, that I shall never require the sacrifice of thee or thy seed, nor of any of thy family, nor any other Adam or man. For such is an abomination unto me, and life should never be shed, except to save a life, even as thy father and mother, Noah and Nahum, taught thee. And it came to pass that after Adam had finished instructing his son, he and Isaac returned unto the young men, and they rose up and went to Beersheba, and Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. Chapter 32, in mourning. And it came to pass that after these Isaac was anointed, and Abraham had returned home, that it was told Abraham, saying, Behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Nahor. Huz is his firstborn, and Buz is his brother. And Kemuel is the father of Aram, and Chesed, and Hazah, and Fildash, and Shidlap, and Bethuel, and Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Nahor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Rumah. She bare also Treba, and Gaam, Thahash, and Makkah. And now it came to pass that Abraham was along in years, and Yahweh had blessed him in every way. And so it came to pass that Abraham said unto Evad, the most trusted servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put forth, I pray thee, thy hand under my hand, and I will make thee swear before Yahweh, the Elohim of heaven and the Elohim of the earth, that thou shalt go into my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. For my son must not take a wife unto the daughters of Canaan, among whom I dwell, for these are idolaters, and should lead him away. I will not have kept the covenant. And Evad said unto him, Perhaps the woman will not be willing to follow me unto the land. Therefore should I return thy son again unto the land of whence thou came? And Abraham said unto him, No, thou shalt not bring my son to the land, for Yahweh Elohim of the heavens, which took me from the house of my father and from the land of my kindred, and which spoke unto me, and that swore unto me, saying, Unto thee will I give this land, and Yahweh Elohim shall send an angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from that land. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this thine oath. Only bring not my son to that land, but keep him here. And Evad put his hand under the hand of Abraham, and swore unto him an oath concerning the matter. And it came to pass that Evad took him 10 camels of Abraham when he arose the next morning, and he went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. And he did depart with many gifts for an offering to the family of the woman that Yahweh should send him to, for all the goods of Abraham were in his hand. And it came to pass that Sarah too was on in years, and so it was that not much time had passed after the servant of Abraham had left, that Sarah died, and thus ended the years of the life of Sarah. Sarah had reached the 127th degree when she died. And Sarah had been the high priestess ordained by Melchizedek in her generation, the great matriarch and beloved sister to all in every generation. And she was the sister of Abraham, being the daughter of his father, but not his mother, and our sister in wisdom, for she did walk and talk as one with the Shekinah upon the earth, and Shekinah was truly with her. And thus it is that she is both mother and sister to the very souls of all mankind, even as Eve before her, as these find rest in the divine light and life. And so it is that all who live by the Shekinah, that hear our pleas unto Ha Elohim, will find rest in her beauty. Therefore the children of Elohim will have no fear over whatsoever shall come to pass. Wow, what a beautiful tribute. And it makes me really want to ponder on who she was and who she is to us. And Abraham lamented and mourned for Sarah, and he wept for her, his wife, which was dead. And Abraham stood up from before his dead and spoke unto the sons of Heth, saying, I am a stranger and a sojourner with you, and give unto me a possession of a burying place with you, that I may bury my dead out of my sight, for I can bear to look upon her no longer. And the children of Heth answered Abraham, saying unto him, Hear us, my Lord, thou art a mighty prince among us, one chosen of Elohim. Therefore bury thou thy dead in the choicest of our sepulchres. None of us shall withhold from thee his sepulchre, but it shall be given thee that thou mayest bury thy dead. And Abraham stood up and bowed himself to the people of the land and to the children of Heth, and he communed with them, saying, If it be your mind that I should bury my dead out of my sight, hear me. And Abraham entreated Ephron, the son of Zohar, saying, Give unto me the cave of Machpelah, which thou hast in the end of thy field, and I shall pay as much money as it is worth, if thou wilt give it to me for a possession to use as a burying place among you. And now Ephron the Hittite answered Abraham in the audience of the children of Heth, among all of them that went in at the gates of the city, saying, Hearken, my lord, and hear me. The field I give thee, And the cave that is therein, I give it to thee in the presence of the sons of my people, and I give it to thee. Therefore bury thy dead. And Abraham bowed himself down before the people of the land. And he spoke unto Ephron in the audience of the people of the land, saying, I pray thee, hear me. If thou wilt take it of me, I will give thee money for the field, and I will bury my dead there, but I will give thee money for it. And Ephron answered Abraham, saying unto him, My Lord, hearken unto me. The land thou shalt have for 400 shekels of silver. What shall that be betwixt me and thee? Bury, therefore, thy dead. And Abraham hearkened unto Ephron, and Abraham weighed unto Ephron the silver which he had named in the audience of the sons of Heth, 400 shekels of silver, which was current with the merchant, and the field of Ephron, which was in Machpelah, which was before Mamre, the field and the cave, which was therein, and all the trees that were in the field, and there were in all the borders round about were made sure unto Abraham for a possession in the presence of the children of Heth, before all that went in at the gate of the city. And after this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife, the wife of kings and mother of the righteous, in the cave of the field of Machpelah, for he could bear to look upon her flesh no longer for the pain of it. And the field and the cave that was therein were made sure unto Abraham for a possession of a burying place by the sons of Heth. Chapter 33, given to drink. And it came to pass that Evod, the servant of Abraham, knew not of the death of Sarah, but he was about his journey when he stopped to make his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at evening, the time that women go out to draw water. And he prayed, saying, O Yahweh Elohim of my Lord Abraham, I pray thee this day that thou wouldst show kindness unto my Lord Abraham, and send me good speed. Behold, I stand by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And so let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee that I may drink, and she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let her be the one whom thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that thou hast shown kindness unto my Lord Abraham. And it came to pass before he had done speaking, that behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel, being a young maiden, was very fair to look upon, such as the servant of Abraham had not seen, neither had any man known the like unto her. And he beheld her as she went down to the well and filled her pitcher, and came up. And Evod ran to meet her, and said, Pray me, let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand, and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw for thy camels also until they have done drinking. And she hastened and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw, and drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, pondering in his heart whether Yahweh had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass that as the camels had finished drinking, that the man took a gold earring of 1/2 shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and gave them to her. And Evod did ask her, Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, and is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she spoke unto him, saying, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. And she continued to speak, saying unto him, We have both straw and food enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped Yahweh. And he said, Blessed is Yahweh, Elohim of my Lord Abraham, who hath not left my Lord destitute of mercy and truth. And when I was in the way, Yahweh led me to the house of my master's brother. And the damsel ran to the house and told her mother these things. And Rebekah had a brother whose name was Laban, and Laban ran out to the man unto the well. And it came to pass that when he saw the earrings and the bracelet upon his sister's hands, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, and I came unto the man, and behold, he stood with camels by the well. And he said unto me, Come in, thou blessed of Yahweh, wherefore standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and the room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he unburdened his camels, and gave straw and food for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the man's feet that came with him. And there was set before him food to eat, that he said, I will not eat until I have told mine errand. And Laban said, Speak on. And he said, I am the servant of Abraham, and Yahweh hath blessed my Lord greatly, and he is become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds, silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants, and camels and asses. And Sarah, the wife of my Lord, bore a son to my master, and unto him hath he given all that he hath. And my Lord made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell, but thou shalt go unto my father's house, and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my Lord, Perhaps the woman will not follow me. But he said unto me, Yahweh, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and he will prosper thy way. And thou shalt take a wife for my son of the kindred and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear of thy oath. When thou comest to my kindred, and if they give thee not a wife for my son, then thou shalt be clear of thy oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Yahweh, Elohim of my Lord Abraham, if now thou wilt prosper my way, which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the young maiden cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water of thy pitcher to drink. And if she should say unto me, Both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels, the same as the woman whom Yahweh hath appointed out for my son of my Lord. And before I had done speaking in my heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder. And when she went down unto the well and drew water, I said unto her, Let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste, and let down her pitcher from her shoulder, and said, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. And so it was that I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her, and said, Whose daughter art thou? And she answereth me, saying, The daughter of Bethuel, the son of Nahor, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I gave the earrings unto her to put into her ears, and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head and worshipped Yahweh, and blessed Yahweh, the Elohim of my Lord Abraham, who had led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now, if thou wilt deal kindly and truly with my Lord, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, The thing proceedeth from Yahweh. We can not speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy Lord's son's wife, as Yahweh has spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard these words, he worshipped Yahweh, bowing himself to the earth. And Evad brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave to Rebekah. And he gave also unto her brother and to her mother many precious things. And they did eat and drink, he and the men that were with him, and tarried all night. Chapter 34. And it came to pass that when they arose up in the morning, Evad, the servant of Abraham, said, Send me away unto my Lord. And the brother and mother of Rebekah said, Let the young maiden abide with us at least 10 days, perhaps more, and after that she shall go. And the chief servant of Abraham said unto them, Hinder me not, seeing Yahweh hath prospered my way. Send me away, therefore, that I may go unto my Lord and this young woman, that she shall meet her husband. And they said, We will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, Wilt thou go with this man? And she answered them, I will go. For we do see that it is surely the will of Yahweh Elohim. And who are we to deny they that created us? And they sent her away, their sister Rebekah, and her nurse, and Evad and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, O thou our sister, be thou blessed of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those who hate them. And Rebekah arose, and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels, and followed the man, and Evad took Rebekah and went his way. And it came to pass that when they arrived, Isaac came from the direction of the well, Beer-lahai-roi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac had gone out to meditate in the field at eventide, for he sought to know his fortune. And there he was given a dream, a vision of Yahweh, and in his vision he did see the sun and the moon, and there was a crown upon the head of his father Abraham. And there came from the heavens a large man that shined as the light, and Isaac saw that this man was the very father of light. And the Son of Man took light greater than the sun from his head, and yet left the rays behind with the man. I'm going to read footnotes. The Father of light, of heavenly light, a name for God, representing both God the Father and the Son, Jesus Christ. See Moses 24:24 or James 1:17. And the sun and the moon and the stars lamented, saying, Take not away thy glory from us, for only from thee have we power. And that man answered them, saying, Weep not, that I take thy light from out of thy house, for it is taken up from thy troubles unto rest, and that ye shall be lifted up upon high and exalted. And he saw that they lift his father Abraham up from a narrow space to a wide space. Yea, they did raise him up from darkness to light. And he saw his mother Sarah, even more beautiful, delightsome, and pure than in life. And there she did wait with many others for her husband. And Isaac said, I beseech thee, Yahweh, turn also thy rays upon me. And there in the vision he was taken up, and he thought he saw Yahweh Elohim summoning the archangel Michael, and saying unto him, Go down, Michael, to thy seed. Go thou unto Abraham, my friend, beloved, and there thou shalt tell him of his death. And behold, thou shalt call unto him, saying, Depart thee from this world, and go forth to Yahweh thy Elohim. Then Isaac saw and heard Michael saying, Hear, O righteous Abraham, it is given thee to know, O most honored Abraham, that thy sojourn is done, and thou shalt leave the earth, and thy shall dwell with El Elyon. And Isaac saw that the light of the sun became his father, and the moon likewise is Sarah, his mother, and the man bearing light sent who his son, who descended from the heavens from Ha Elohim, who is the most righteous soul from whom all law is given. And Isaac saw that Michael went down, and he said unto the friend of Yahweh, This day shalt thou depart from this life, and behold, the days of thy sojourn are fulfilled. And Abraham said unto him, Amen, be it so. Thou art kind, good father. Open thy gates, father, that I may not weep too long for my son, nor weep any longer for my wives. And Michael took Abraham into a chariot of cherubim, and brought him up into the heavens, and led him upon the clouds together with 60 angels. And the chariot flew over all the creation, and Michael drove it forth, and it went up into the heavens. And Isaac was taken from his dream, knowing that his father too should die. And there he was prompted to raise up, and he lifted up his eyes, and saw and beheld the camels coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel, for she said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant said, It is my Lord. Wherefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into the tent of his mother Sarah, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. And Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. And it came to pass that Abraham, being well pleased in seeing his son Isaac, the son of his Sarah, comforted by Rebekah, that then Abraham did give up the ghost, even as Isaac had divined. And Abraham died in a good old age, an old man, full of years, and was gathered to his people. And it came to pass that Abraham, friend of Yahweh, and entertainer of angels, lived to reach the 175th degree. Wow. It makes it sound like he died right after Isaac got married, and he died at 175th. So, and it came to pass that the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael did bury Abraham with Sarah, his wife, in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar the Hittite, which is at Mamre, in the field which Abraham purchased of the son of Heth. And it was that Abraham left everything he owned to Isaac, for Abraham had given gifts to his other sons, given him of his other wives, and he did send them away from his son Isaac to the land of the east. And it came to pass that there was a famine in the land, and Isaac went with Abimelech, king of the Philistines, unto Gerar. For the angels of Yahweh did appear unto him, saying, Go not down into Egypt, but dwell in the land which I shall tell thee. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and I will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, for thou art of the oath made between Yahweh Elohim and Abraham thy father. And thus it shall be that thy seed shall multiply as the stars of the heavens, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. And because Abraham did obey my voice, and kept my charge, my law, my statutes, and my mitzvah, and so it was that Isaac and his wife Rebekah did dwell in Gerar. And the men of that place asked him concerning his wife. And Isaac remembered that his father Abraham had said of his mother Sarah, She is my sister. And this he knew had been done for a wise purpose in Yahweh. And he feared to say, She is my wife, lest the men of the place should kill him to take Rebekah unto themselves, because she was fair to look upon. Therefore he said unto these men, She is my sister. And it came to pass that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, remembered also Abraham and Sarah, and how they had said the same. And he did spy on them. And after they had been there for some time, one morning, when they thought they were alone, he looked out his window and saw, and he beheld that Isaac was caressing Rebekah as his wife. And Abimelech called Isaac and said, Behold, surely Rebekah is thy wife. And why then didst thou say unto me, She is my sister? And Isaac spoke unto him, saying, I said it because I feared lest I die because of her great beauty. And Abimelech said, What is this thou hast done unto us? One of the people might lightly have lain with thy wife, and thou shouldst have been brought guilt upon us for thy deception. And Abimelech charged all his people, saying, He that toucheth this man or his wife shall be put to death. Now it came to pass that Isaac sowed in that land, and in the same year he did receive 100-fold, for Yahweh had blessed him. And the man waxed great, and went forward, and grew until he became very great, for he had many flocks and herds and laborers. And so it was that the Philistines envied him. And it came to pass that the Philistines took the dirt and filled up all the wells which had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, that they were dried up. And Abimelech said unto Isaac, Go from us, for thou art much mightier than we. And it came to pass that Isaac departed thence, pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again the wells of water which had been dug in the days of Abraham his father, that the Philistines had stopped after the death of Abraham. And he called the names of these after the names by which his father had called them. And the servants of Isaac dug in the valley and found there a well of spring water. And it came to pass that the herdsmen of Gerar did argue with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac did name the well Esek, because they fought with him. And they dug another well, and they contended with him for that also. And he called the name of it Sitnah. And it came to pass that Isaac removed himself and his people from thence and dug another well. For that they strove not. And he called the name of it Rechoboth. And Isaac said, For now Yahweh hath made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up from thence to Beersheba. And the angel of Yahweh appeared unto him this same night, saying, I am the Elohim of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and I will bless thee and multiply thy seed for the sake of my servant Abraham. And be thou not troubled, therefore, of the wells, for so it is also that when Yahweh Elohim helpeth mankind to find the well of living water, so too doth the pride of man come, saying, The well is mine. And thus ye contend with one another over the source of living water, which floweth and giveth freely. Therefore it pleaseth me that thou should dig up the well, and then to give it up, that source of life, to avoid contending with those that would offend thee. And Isaac built an altar there, and called upon the name of Yahweh, and pitched his tent there. There Isaac's servants dug a well. Then Abimelech came to him from Gerar, and Ahuzeth, one of his friends, and Phicol, the chief captain of his army. And Isaac said unto them, Wherefore come ye to me, seeing ye hate me, and have sent me away from you? And they replied, saying, We saw certainly that Yahweh was with thee, and we said, Let there be now an oath between us, even between us and thee. Let us make a covenant with thee, that thou wilt do us no hurt, as we have not touched thee, and as we have done unto thee nothing but good, and have sent thee away in peace. Thou art now the blessed of Yahweh. And Isaac made them a feast, and they did eat and drink. And they rose up very early in the morning and the following day, and swore one to another. And Isaac sent them away, and they departed from him in peace. And it came to pass the same day that Isaac's servants came and told him concerning the well that they had dug, and said unto him, We have found water. And he called it Sheba. Chapter 26, Jacob and Esau. And these are the generations of Isaac. The son of Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac was at the 40th degree when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, and the Syrian of Padan Aram, the sister to Laban the Syrian. And it came to pass that after the death of Abraham, Ha Elohim did bless his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt towards the well Berlaharoi. And Isaac entreated Yahweh for his wife, that she might bear children, for she was barren, and Yahweh did smell of the incense that Isaac sent up, and was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And it came to pass that the children struggled together within her womb, and she said, What is this that is happening with me? And if I am with child, why is it thus with me? And she went forth to her sacred place to burn incense and to seek the face of Yahweh. And the angel of Yahweh came before her, saying, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 peoples shall be separated from thy bowels. And it shall be that one shall conquer the other, making firm his strength and courage. And so it shall be that the elder shall serve the younger. And it came to pass that when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, lo, she beheld that it was as the angel of Yahweh had spoken. There were twins in her womb. And the first came out healthy and red in color, with hair all over him, like unto a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after this came his brother out, his hand grasping onto the heel of Esau, and his name was called Jacob. And Israel had entered into the 60th year when she bore them, and she in her 65th. And it came to pass that when the boys were grown, that Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the earth and of the field, and Jacob was a peaceful man, whole and blameless, for Jacob did dwell in a tent. And Isaac favored Esau because he did eat of his wild game, but Rebekah favored Jacob. And it came to pass that Esau went in the field to hunt, when Ephrael, a descendant of Nimrod, king over Babel, was hunting with his men in the field in the cool air of the morning time. And Ephrael began to observe Esau all the days, for a jealousy was formed in his heart against Esau. And as Esau went about the field to hunt, and he found Ephrael outside, walking in the wilderness with 2 of his strong men, and Esau saw that all the mighty men and people of Ephrael were with him in the wilderness. But they had removed at a distance from him, and they went from him in different directions to hunt. And Esau, seeing that he was being hunted, concealed himself from Ephrael, and he began to likewise hunt hidden in the wilderness. And Ephrael and the men who were with him came to the place where Esau was hidden. And it came to pass that Esau came up suddenly from where he was hidden, and he smote off the head of Ephrael. And Esau began to fight with a mighty fierceness against 2 of the men that were with Ephrael, that they should not call out to their people. And Esau did prevail against them, and smote them to death with his own sword. And Esau knew that the people of Ephrael and his might and strong ones were at a distance. Therefore he fled, thereby escaped unbeknownst to them. And Esau took with him the garments of Adam that had been taken by Ham and passed down and given unto Ephrael as his 4 forefather Nimrod had been given. And it came to pass that Esau did run off, and he did conceal the holy garments in his house. And one of the mighty men of Ephraim, who had left him, found their king and the two men that were with him lying dead in the wilderness, and none could find he that had slain them. And it came to pass that in the same day Jacob was boiling a pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was weary with hunger. And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same rosy pottage, for I am faint from hunger. Notes say that these garments referred to the temple or the personal temple. This is not the only book that says that the grandfather of Nimrod took the garments of the temple, the garments of Adam and Eve, and that he had them. So this guy must have been wearing them. He's a king, and Esau took them. And so it was that Esau also called Edom, and Jacob, being cunning, replied unto his elder brother, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau did plead unto him, saying, Behold, I am weary of hunger, even unto death. And what then shall this birthright profit me? Jacob said, Swear to me first this day. And Esau did go unto his house, and did take up the garment of Adam, and gave them to his brother Jacob, and did swear unto him. And so it was that he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and some of that stew, and Esau did eat and drink. And when he had his full, Esau did rise up and walk off, for he understood not that what he had done in selling his birthright, nor in giving up the holy garments of his fathers. And it was by means of this that the garments of Adam and Eve were given back into the hands of the descendants of Shem, to whom Noah and Naaman would have given them. And all this was done, even as the angel of Yahweh had told their mother Rebekah, that the elder brother should come to serve the younger. And it came to pass that Esau took to wife Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bashemoth, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, which was a grief of mine unto Isaac and Rebekah. Did they just list two wives? Took Judith, the daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and Bashemoth. Sounds like he took Judith and Bashemoth, two women. Chapter 37, Ishmael. Now these are the generations of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Egyptian bore unto Abraham, and these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nabahoth, and Kedar, and Adbeel, and Midsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, and Hadar, and Tema, Juter, Nephish, and Kedemoth. And these are the sons of Ishmael, and these are their names by their towns and by their strongholds, 12 princes, according to their tribes. And Ishmael lived a full life, and in his old age he gave up his last breath and died. Yet before he did die, Ishmael was visited by his brother Isaac. And the mouth of Isaac was opened to speak the words of Elohim, saying, A blessing I shall place upon thee and thy seed that shall come after thee. The day shall come at the last when men and women everywhere will hear of wars and rumors of wars. A nation will fight against nation and kingdom against kingdom, for mankind shall have become a blight upon the earth, bringing forth earthquakes, plagues, and it shall be as though the very stars shall divert from their courses. And in that day shall 3 of the sons of Hagar go forth in righteousness unto the people of Ishmael. And these 3 will come down out of the land in swiftness. For the people of Ishmael shall be a people of submission. Yea, yet each shall fall in opposition and in defiance of their brethren. For Yahweh Elohim shall send them a prophet, the Zadok Yakad of that generation, to teach them the submission of Yahweh. And there shall be infinite and innumerable multitudes that shall bow to him. Yet the Son of Man they shall know not, not at the first. And in many places, yea, even diverse places, and in all nations shall the sons of Ishmael deny the Yakid Adad. And yet the holy gifts will follow them, and every sacrifice will be acceptable to Yahweh in their arrogance. And the sons of Ishmael will cry out with a great voice, boasting and saying, Where art thy Elohim? And they shall roar as lions against the children of Isaac, though they shall too be the blood of Abraham. And Yahweh will extend his hand toward the children of Ishmael as a great sound from heaven, and by the voice of an angel from the heavens. And then shall Yahweh raise up his head and set his fury against the sons of Ishmael. And it shall come to pass that Yahweh shall gather 2 young men of the sons of Ishmael, and he will raise them up as fire, burning the fields of dry reeds, being burnt up, and they shall be preserved by the mercy of Yahweh. And from fire, which shall be the judgment of Yahweh, in the nation of Ishmael will remain only 3 houses. And in the first house shall the sons of Ishmael serve the sword, and dwell in captivity, and will desire to see their father Ishmael and not find him. And in the second house there shall be many altars built up and found acceptable to Yahweh Elohim in all the civilized world. And unto them shall be given that all the mountains will be inhabited, and the bread and wine and olive oil and the gold and the silver will increase in them over all the earth. And it shall come to pass that these shall throw away their weapons of war, that they might till the soil, and to spill blood never again. And men shall come from all the ends of the earth to make war with these, the second house of Ishmael, but war shall not find them. And in the third house shall the walls be torn down, and the door shall be opened, and they shall see a great scepter arise from the children of Isaac, and all that they have been dispersed shall be gathered together. And all the children of Abraham shall be gathered together, and they will come to Yakid Echad, their king. And then shall the Son of Man rule in all the earth. And then shall the time come that there will be an abundance of grain and wine, and olive oil shall overflow their vessels, as none have seen since the foundation of the world. And the seed of the tree that Yahweh has planted upon all the earth will be complete, and the land will be fruitful and will produce her fruits 100-fold. And upon hearing these words, Ishmael was offended, thinking his younger brother should steal his birthright even unto the end of days. Yet to Hagar came the judgment of the covenant through her husband Abraham, and through Sarah the mercy, as she was blessed of Melchizedek. And it came to pass that Ishmael died in the presence of all his brethren, and Yahweh Elohim took him into his mercy, yea, and he was taken up unto his people. Thank you so much for listening to the Prophets of Babel with me today.